try to handle this in the right way. I thought our guys played with great passion. Thought we played with great togetherness. Thought it was the best we had been defensively in a long time, despite our foul troubles and Lazar and Jimmy not giving us what they typically give us on the glass and with points. I thought that Eric and Junior and Joe were outstanding, and I thought that Mo, Kubi, and DJO just they were steady as a rock. And we went 10 minutes the back end of the first half, and I think the first 7.5 of the second half, they didn't score a basket. And really, really thankful and happy for our guys.
Defensively, what was your philosophy? What were you trying to do to them? What were you successful in?
Well, they're way better than we are, and anybody with a post presence like 15, it's really hard. And I thought that we did a great job of trapping the post, but as much as we did a great job of trapping the post, I thought the rotation out of the trap was outstanding. They hit 2 threes in the first half. I think they scored 23 points in the first half. They had 7 on offensive rebounds. They had 6 on those 15 threw it out of the post, 14 hit 1, and 34 hit 1. And but I thought that Jimmy did a great job trapping, and I thought our guards did a great job rotating. But 3 and 10 are so hard to guard, so you can't leave them. And then 34 and what's Mauer's number, 14, or 33 and 14, you can't leave them because they're such great catch and shoot guys. But we had to keep the ball out of the paint just like we do every other game.
On a night for Coach McGuire, what does it mean to get such an emphatic, emotional win?
That's part of my emotion. I thought the tribute to him on the video board was cool. And, you know, I don't ever leave the office. When I go to the office every day, I don't ever leave to go eat or anything. Sometimes Barb will make me something. But a lot of times, just to have something to do, I'll walk around the aisle. And you know, there's the deal where you can push the button and you can listen to him. I never met him. I've read everything that I could on him. Homer's given me CDs. Dennis Krause's given me DVDs that I've watched. His last interview, left a message for his son today, and I'm glad that it worked out the way it did.
Coach, a sign of aggression is usually if you go to the free throw line, and that free throw discretion is huge.
We had 50 paint touches. We want to get 49 paint touches, and I think mathematically, of all the things that I've studied, 49 paint touches typically equals 22 free throw makes. And tonight we had 50 paint touches and 18 free throw makes. Those are good numbers to have. I thought we did a great job against their zone, and then when they went man, I thought we did well, and I thought for the most part we handled their full court pressure the right way.
Eric and Joe growing up, it seemed like they just reacted and didn't think much tonight.
They don't. You know, that's the problem. Is Joe should be more mature than Eric, but Eric hasn't had a choice. Neither has Junior. You know, Junior missed 50 practices. Yesterday was our 76th practice, so he's functioning on 26 practices. They don't have a choice, and I holler and scream at them just like I do Lazar and Jimmy. And so you don't have much of a choice in the aisle to be immature. But I think that they have grown up, and I think that they have a confidence level about them. They weren't shocked when I took Jimmy and Czar out with 2 fouls, and I thought they did. I thought they finished the half really well.
And that is,
Just talk about what the last 9 days have been like.
I'm spent. I don't feel good. I haven't felt good. I'm bankrupt emotionally, and haven't slept much. Slept all day today, just as much as I could sleep. Corey cooked for me this morning, went back to bed. Just trying to revive myself as much as I could. And I don't mean this in an egotistical way, but those kids, I'm not a great tactician, and they understand that I function on my passion. And so I can't ever be low on gas because they identify that immediately. And so We're really thankful for the results, but I think the story, in the story is all of the things that have transpired in those 9 days and how we got to those results that are what make it so special.
All the emotion right now, Coach, how do you guys regroup and recharge? Because you got senior night coming up on Saturday.
Yeah, I don't mean this in the wrong way. That's probably the right question to ask. Nobody thought we'd show up tonight either. And that's part of what gives me my edge, professionally and personally. And that's how I live and that's how I coach. Yeah, we won, you know, when we played South Florida, they were the hottest team in the league, leading scorer in the country, et cetera, et cetera. And then when we beat them, it was, well, you got to beat a tournament team, you know. Then you play 3 games on the road in 7 days. They're all in overtime, and you win all of them. And they say, well, whatever happens with you in Louisville, you know, one of you's on the bubble, you know. And that's y'all's 4th game in 9 days. And they got all these guys, and we're just a ragtag group of coaches and players. We'll show up. We might not do anything else. We're going to show up. We're going to show up and we're going to compete. And I'm not jumping on you, but we're going to compete. And I don't think you go through 29 games and never lose a game by double digits. I don't think you get picked to be 12th in the Big East and do what we've done. I don't think you start out 2-5 in the Big East and you lose the games that we lost in that 5-game stretch the way that we did, and then turn around and respond and win 9 out of 10. Unless you're going to show up. Unless you're going to show up and work every day. And at some point, somebody's going to say, you know what? Those guys, they may not be any good, but they'll show up and work.
Coach Patino said that one of you two coming into this game was going to have a lock on the NCAA tournament, whichever team won. So, I mean, are you in, you think?
I know you're from Louisville, and I mean this respectfully. I don't ever talk to our guys about that kind of stuff. I'm not on the NCAA committee that determines those things. I haven't coached near as many games as Coach Patino, and I'll never win as many games as Coach Patino did, so I don't have the equity to say those things. The only equity that I have is to be able to say, I'll show up and I'll work. That's it. And I'll coach a group of guys, and we'll form a militia, and we'll fight for one another, and then we'll add them up at the end and see how it happens. So I don't know.
Can you describe the sort of exclamation point that Darius's dunk was at the end of
Oh,
the game?
man. I probably didn't handle myself very well professionally on that. I was like, goodness gracious. I think his middle finger was above the top of the square. He pushed that thing down. Whoa.
Did you take it? Dance steps?
Yeah, and that's not the appropriate thing, and I wasn't being disrespectful to our fans or Louisville's fans or Louisville staff or players, but I was like, whoa, I'd never seen anything like that.
Much of a dance.
No. Ask her. No.
We talk about being spent. It's got to be a little bit of emotional release to finally have I mean, let's face it, that was a good old-fashioned Big East beat.
I'm glad that tomorrow we're off because I think our guys need it. They need it physically, but I think our guys are in great shape. I think Todd Smith and Ernest do a great job, but I also think part of having a short rotation and no depth is they get every single rep and practice every single day, and so their conditioning is, in my opinion, as good as any team I've ever been around. So I don't think that it's as much physically. I think they know, and I tell them this all the time, I think that I have a perfect pulse on kids, emotionally, physically, mentally, and I think that they need a break physically, but I think we all need a break emotionally. And so we're going to get one tomorrow. I'm watching The View, Price is Right, all that stuff.